One of the great things about Accountex is it attracts people from all over the world. It is one of the biggest events for the accounting and fintech community, certainly agnostically, because vendors from all over the world and experts from all over come. I'm thrilled to have with you today an international expert and true accounting influencer. It's Tom Wheelwright. Good day, Tom.
It's great to be here with you, Rob.
You're a long way from home, Tom. Where is home?
I am a long way. It's Phoenix, Arizona is a long ways away.
And for people that haven't come across you, and I can't believe there are not many because you've spent a long time building a really strong brand, what are you all about?
Really, my mission in life is to make taxes fun, easy, and understandable. It's really simple. I'm a big fan of entrepreneurs, and particularly mission-driven entrepreneurs, and believe that as a profession that we serve the most important people in the world, entrepreneurs. And the better we can serve them, the more success they're going to have with the people they serve. So it's a very exponential opportunity. And if we can free up their capital, especially by helping them legally not pay as much tax, that frees up their capital, they can reinvest it, and they can do more good.
Yeah. Now, your brand WealthAbility has a number of different arms. Just describe it to us generally.
Yeah, so we're fundamentally education and then sales and marketing. So we have a network of CPA firms in the US. We have over 60 CPA firms around the US. Some of them are localized, have an office, and some of them are completely remote.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't matter to us.
And we wouldn't have said that a few years ago, would we?
No, we wouldn't have. Now, my firm's been able to do that for 15 years, but we were early.
You were a pioneer,
We were
Tom.
very early in that. Yeah. Where we were kind of paperless, is what we used to call it, right? Paperless. And what we found is that because we have a unique message to the entrepreneur, and we're focused on the entrepreneur, we're focused on the client. We're not a network that's focused on the CPA, which is a little odd to say we have a network of CPAs and we're focused on their clients. We're not focused on them. We're focused on helping them serve their clients. And that's really one of the things that makes us different, is that it's not about the CPA, it's not about the accountant, it's about the client. And the other thing that makes us different is that we literally have cracked the code, so to speak, for taxes. People read my book, Tax-Free Wealth, or they read The Win-Win Wealth Strategy, both of them bestsellers, and they go, oh, I didn't know you could do that. And they're easy books to read. Entrepreneurs, I've had people tell me they're a great beach read, right? So,
That's a compliment.
Seriously, that is the best compliment ever. You can say, I read a tax book on the beach. And I'm going, you're either really nerdy or it's just a really easy book to read. And I'm hoping it's the latter, although I suspect it's the former.
Now, we're an international audience here, Tom, and some people might be watching, listening, and thinking, well, it's okay for Tom, he's talking about tax in the US. But you're over here in the UK. How transferable are the principles and things that you talk about over here? You know,
interestingly enough, the tax law is pretty much the same everywhere.
Okay.
In my book, The Win-Win Wealth Strategy, one of the reasons I wrote that is because I wanted to actually do the charts and tables for 15 different countries. So we include the UK in there. So every single chapter has charts and tables for the UK, including the UK, including Asia, including Australia, including parts of Europe, parts of Eastern Europe. So there's the tax law. Really fundamentally, we think of it as a series of incentives. What does the government want you to do? And if you do those things, they reduce your taxes. If you don't do those things, they're fine taking your taxes. But we've actually just simplified the tax law so much that the average person can pick up a book like Tax-Free Wealth or Win-Win Wealth and say, oh yeah, that makes sense. And that's why I can speak in London, I can speak in China, I can speak in Japan, Sydney, it doesn't matter.
And it will be music to the ears of accountants and CPAs that you're simplifying tax, because it gets more and more complex, more and more difficult to understand, and it takes up rows on the shelf to stay up to date with it all.
Well, and here's the good news for accountants, is that it is complex. That's actually the good news for accountants.
Yes.
But what accountants don't have to realize is they have to make it simple for their clients. So the clients need to see the simple concepts, the basic principles. They don't need to know everything. That's what you're for.
Yeah.
Right? And so So when I'm speaking to entrepreneurs, which I do a lot, what I tell them is, look, here's the way the tax law works. these are the principles. The details can be handled by your accountant. Now, do the details vary from country to country? Yes. But the principles and the concepts do not. They are the same.
What brings you over to the UK? Tom, are you expanding over here, or are you bringing WealthAbility to us?
That is our goal, yes. We're well established in the U.S. We'd like to be even, we could do more in the U.S. We're successfully enough with our brand in the U.S. that we bring in over 100 clients a month to our members, new clients that they're coming into our members. So we constantly need new members because we constantly add clients, and they can get overwhelmed pretty easily. So this is a message that it is transferable. It's transferable to Australia, the UK, Canada. We actually have accountants throughout the world that are on our waiting list for when we get to their country. We have one in Hong Kong. We have one in Singapore. We have a couple in Australia. We have some in South America. They are just waiting for us. So we're trying to get there as fast as we can.
Yeah.
And UK would be, after Canada, would be the first place we would come.
Yeah, copy that. Now, there's a very strong educational program here at Accountex. You've got a feel for it now. You've seen all the different theatres. We're privileged to have you be one of those speakers today. What was your session about, Tom?
So this is really about, well, the title is, double your profits and slash your time and stress.
That's a provocative title, but very aspirational.
Actually not. So to give you an example, so I remember a time when I was working 3,500 hours a year and probably bringing home, doing okay, $400,000 a year. It's not bad, okay? So what we've developed is a way to do this in a way that now I have an accounting firm. Besides WealthAbility, I have a separate accounting firm.
Yep.
I work less than 10 hours a week and bring over $500,000 home every year. So
You've walked the walk.
This is what I do. I'm just telling people what I do, and this is how I do it. And what we really focused on was three things. We focused on, first of all, you've got to get educated yourself. Because if you're going to be a tax advisor, you need to understand the tax law. If you're going to be a financial planner, you need to understand financial planning. If you're going to be if you're going to help clients with cash flow and increasing their cash flow, you need to know how to do. You really got to get the education first. And then what you have to do is recognize that clients don't want a service, they want a product. They want something that is clear and identifiable, and they know what the price is up front. And that's the third thing. They want to know what the price is. And once they know what the price is up front, you can actually charge the price up front. So you don't have to wait for the money, because you can tell the client, okay, here's what it is. We collect up front or we collect monthly, whichever one you prefer, but one of the two. And the reason we do that is because we want you to feel like you can pick up the phone anytime you want. We want to be the ones who are calling you, that you're not always the ones calling us. If you've got a payment coming due on your tax return, then we need to calculate that. We're going to call and set up that appointment. You don't have to call us. If we have an idea for reducing your taxes, you don't have to call us. We will call you. And you're not going to get billed extra for it because it's included in that price. So pricing is billing tends to be at the end. It tends to be based on inputs, not outputs, not results. And clients, frankly, hate it. And if you think about it, can you imagine going into an Apple store and picking up an iPhone and saying, first of all, tell me how long it took you to make this. I'm going to pay you an hourly based on how long it took you to make it and what the inputs were. Tell me, would you? Or even worse, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take this iPhone, send me a bill. No, you have to pay for it up front, and you know exactly what you're getting. The reason Apple is the most successful product, really, in the world is because you know exactly what you're getting, and the price you're paying is less than the value to you. Yeah. And so with accountants, we need to make sure that the price our clients are paying, first of all, they know what it is. Second of all, that it's less than the value they're getting.
Yeah. It's a great message, Tom, and it will really resonate with the UK audience for sure. Just as we close, talk to us about your Accountex experience.
So a little overwhelming. There is nothing like this in the U.S. We don't have, our trade shows are probably a fraction of this size. Even the biggest one, which would be probably AICPA Engage, and they probably got, I don't know, 10 or 15 vendors there. That's it, and you've got 1,000 here, and so it's pretty impressive. A little overwhelming to those of us who
Sure.
get sensory overload so fast, but it's a fascinating experience. And I've stopped by the booths. I've learned, okay, now why would 10,000 people come to Accountex?
Yeah.
I couldn't fathom that. I had to see it for myself.
And you've seen it now. Would you come back? And if so, what would you do differently next time?
If or when I come back, first of all, I would come back not just to kind of check things out, but the next time I come back, it'll be because we're launching in the UK.
There you go.
Okay, and so what I find is that with services, even services that you productize like we do, it's very hard to you can't just have a booth. It won't work.
Yeah.
You have to be on stage and send people to the booth. And so that would be the goal, is be on the main stage, send people back to the booth. That's where you get it. Or like this relationship works very well for us. So we met a lot of people through Accounting Influencers Roundtable. We love it. I have my CMO coming now, as you know, and it makes a huge difference to us. So really appreciate all that you do, and I would not be here without AIR.
Well, it's a great relationship. We love having you as well. Tom Wheelwright from WealthAbility, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you.